Yo, what is up guys, Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV, aka the alleged Chubby Chaser. If you could smash the like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff, it would be much appreciated. Now, today we will be doing a quick preview of Fight Camp Week 3 and the final week of Fight Camp. Obviously this goes down on the 14th of August, takes place at Matchroom HQ in Brentwood, Essex, and also this is on DAZN both in the US and UK. So let's run through this card, and we shall start obviously with the main event of the evening, Joshua Buatsi versus Ricards Bolotniks. Now, Joshua Buatsi, coming out of the Rio 2016 Olympics, he was the Olympian that I was most excited about. I felt at the time that his style would translate nicely to the pro game, and that he would be fun to watch. And while I still think that's the case in terms of his style, you know, I do like watching the guy fight, but ultimately, to me, the way this guy's been moved since he's turned pro has been a lot slower than I was expecting. And to tell you the truth, I was starting to lose patience in Joshua Buatsi. However, this opponent right here, Ricards Bolotniks, in my opinion, is a step in the right direction. I would describe Ricards Bolotniks as probably a lower level European contender, maybe a European level fighter. He's solid, he's decent, and Bolotniks is coming off some really good form. He won the MTK light heavyweight golden contract tournament. In that tournament, he destroyed Stephen Ward. He beat up Hosea Burton, who are both domestic level, and he also beat Sergey Michel in the final. And even before that, he actually beat a prospect who was 17-0 in Latvia, in Sergey Ekimov. So the guy's coming off some really, really good form. As you can see, two prospects right there, Ekimov and Ward. He beat both of those guys. He beat Hosea Burton, who's a good domestic contender, and he beat Sergey Michel. So going into this fight, Bolotniks is in good form, has good momentum, and I believe this will be a good test for Joshua Buatsi. Buatsi is more of a... both of these guys naturally are quite aggressive. Buatsi is a mid-range combination puncher, likes to work the body and grind you down, and he can also play that boxer puncher type of style as well. And naturally he's aggressive, as is Bolotniks. Bolotniks is like almost like a poor man's Arthur Abraham. Comes forwards behind a real nice, tight, compact high guard. He'll try and march you down behind a hard jab, and he'll basically try and drown you in a really hard fight. That's his style. So put these two guys together, I think it's going to be intriguing. I expect Bolotniks to take Buatsi rounds, but I do believe Buatsi is the more naturally gifted fighter, more dynamic, more athletic, quicker, and I would suggest that he hits harder than Ricards Bolotniks. So I'm expecting Buatsi to get the job done, maybe by a late stoppage. I think Bolotniks will need to be tenderized before he gets stopped. It'll take a few rounds. And I'm expecting Buatsi to win this fight, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bolotniks gives him a few issues here and there. All in all, I think this is a fight which is a step in the right direction for Joshua Buatsi. Providing he gets through this, to me there's no turning back at that point. He really needs to get a move on after this fight. This fight is fine, but to me this fight marks the fight where it's only upwards from here, in my opinion. But all in all, I actually don't mind this fight between Buatsi and Bolotniks. We then go down to welterweight. Michael McKinson versus Przemysław RANowski. Michael McKinson's coming off a real good win over Chris Kongo. I actually picked Chris Kongo to win that fight, but McKinson pulled off the upset. And here we are, he's fighting Przemysław RANowski. Not a fight I'm interested in. This is going to go over 10 rounds. Neither guy can punch. I remember seeing RANowski fight Josh Kelly, and he got comprehensively outpointed in that fight against Josh Kelly. Didn't really have any great moments. Two non-punchers, two boxer-style type of guys. I would imagine Michael McKinson wins this fight comfortably on points. I can't really see this one being a fan-friendly affair. to be honest with you, I don't really feel the need for this sort of fight. They could have put McKinson in there with somebody who was at least going to bring it, but RANowski, from what I've seen, isn't really that sort of fighter, and McKinson himself is an awkward kind of point scoring type of fighter. So listen, I mean, I guess it's an okay fight on paper, but I can't see this one being a great watch, to tell you the truth. We then go down to featherweight, the US prospect, Raymond Ford. He's fighting Ricards Bolotniks. Raymond Ford actually drew his last fight, and, you know, to tell you the truth, I don't really see Raymond Ford as a high-level prospect. He's okay, got a pretty decent style to watch, but I can't see Raymond Ford pulling up any trees. But having said that, he should take care of Ricards Bolotniks quite comfortably. Ricards Bolotniks has come up short at domestic level time and time again. I mean, most recently against Jordan Gill. Ricards Bolotniks is a very basic come-forward fighter. Jab, right hand, left hook, no defense. Raymond Ford should win this fight comfortably, in my opinion. You know, Ricards Bolotniks actually was supposed to retire quite some time ago, but here we still have him fighting. You know, Ricards Bolotniks has been passed around like a joint at a party, so I'm imagining he's going to get beat up here, to tell you the truth. We then move on to Ukashia Farouk versus Luis Gerardo Castillo. I mean, Ukashia Farouk, in my opinion, is a real interesting fighter. He reminds me a lot of Regis Prograis without that sort of power, pound for pound, but stylistically he's actually quite similar to Regis Prograis. Really good inside fighter, nice head movement. He can box a bit as well. He can counter punch. The thing is with Ukashia Farouk, if he had like world class power, Ukashia Farouk would be a threat at world level. I rate his skills that highly, but I'm not convinced by his power. I do like his style though. He's in there with a Mexican who's got a pretty decent record on paper. I believe 18 of his 28 wins come by way of knockout, but Luis Gerardo Castillo hasn't really fought anybody. So this fight right here, it depends on what Castillo brings to the table. I'm not really sure. I've never seen the guy fight, but you can never write off a Mexican. It could be a good fight, it could be a blowout, but I do like watching Ukashia Farouk fight, so I'll definitely keep an eye out for that fight. And hopefully after this fight, providing Farouk gets past this one, I would love to see a rematch between Farouk and Lee McGregor. To me, those guys have unfinished business. And also, I want to add as well, Farouk, before the Lee McGregor fight, was on some really good momentum, fighting in Scotland on BBC. And even the Lee McGregor fight got a lot of high praise. But since he signed to Matchroom, man, his career's just been stagnant, to tell you the truth. So I hope Matchroom do something with Farouk quite soon, because I do rate him. I like watching him fight. But we'll see what the future holds for Ukashia Farouk. The main thing is he gets past this fight on Saturday. We then move down to, Joe Cordina. Joe Cordina's fighting on the card. He's fighting Joshua Hernandez, whoever the hell that is. Let's have a look at Hernandez. I mean, if you look at his record, doesn't really fill you with any confidence. Well, he lost to Chris Colbert. I mean, there you go. A tune-up fight for Joe Cordina. Again, another one of these 2016 Olympians. Only had 12 fights. Not really been moved that quickly. And to tell you the truth, I'm not really interested in Joe Cordina. I don't rate him all that highly. I think this guy's going to get found out relatively soon. Not really a puncher. I can't see Cordina really achieving much at world level, to tell you the truth, but it is what it is. He's on the card. And we also have Hopey Price, who's a young prospect. He is fighting another prospect by the name of Claudio Grande from Italy. Hopey Price, a bit too early to tell from me how good this guy's going to be, but I'll watch this fight. His opponent, Claudio Grande, let's have a look. Let's see what he brings to the table. He's got a good record. So he's 5-0 with 3 knockouts. Not really fought anybody, as you can see. But he does have World Series of Boxing experience. Only one fight which he lost. But that is a pretty high level of competition. So maybe, you know what? I've never seen this Grande guy fight. But that's okay on paper. Hopey Price fighting that sort of guy. That's okay. No problem with that whatsoever. But, yeah, I mean, all in all, to tell you the truth, this card as a whole, I do like the main event. No problem there whatsoever. Raymond Ford versus Bolotniks could be fun, but that's only going to go one way. And I like watching Farouk fight, but apart from the main event, there's nothing on this card that really jumps out at you. I actually think this is the weakest of the fight camps. You know, I think it's the weakest one, to tell you the truth. And all in all, just an average sort of show. I mean, we keep on hearing this term game changed, but if we look at the fight camps as a whole, basically it's what we were getting on Sky Sports, on regular Sky Sports. So I don't really see much of a change. It is what it is. Sorry, it is what it is. I mean, I'll watch it so long I'm not doing anything this weekend. But I mean, I wouldn't cancel my plans for it, kind of thing, if I had plans. But there you go. It's one of those, isn't it? It's one of those. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This video, of course. And if you could, hit the like, share your comments below, and if you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Peace.